Here's the difference most people miss. Passion is when love fuels you to grow. Addiction is when love controls you. Passion makes you stronger. Addiction makes you weaker. Passion gives, addiction takes. Many of us confuse the two, thinking that the intensity of obsession means love is real. But obsession isn't romance. It's fear disguised as devotion. At first, love feels like freedom, like you found your wings. But if you can't breathe without the other person, if their absence makes you feel like you're dying inside, that's not love anymore. That's obsession. Real love doesn't suffocate. It gives space to breathe. The Stoics taught that true love should uplift, not enslave. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. If you hold it gently, it can rest there freely, and maybe even sing for you. But if you grip it too tightly out of fear of losing it, you crush the very thing you love. Passion is like that bird. Obsession is the tight grip. The difference between the two determines whether love thrives or dies. Passion is beautiful. It's the fire that brings warmth and light into love. But what happens when you touch fire carelessly? It burns. Obsession is fire out of control. Love that begins with passion must grow into intimacy, or it risks consuming everything in its path. Why does heartbreak feel so unbearable? Because your brain treats rejection like physical pain. The same neural pathways that respond to a broken bone light up when someone you love walks away. That's why every goodbye can feel like death itself. But in that pain lies a lesson. Love is powerful, but it should not be the only reason you exist. Here's a truth we rarely admit. We don't just fall in love with people. We fall in love with our reflection in them. The person we choose mirrors back our desires, our wounds, even our hidden fears. That's why relationships are not only about passion, they are about self-discovery. The question isn't only do I love them, but also what do they reveal about me? Astrology paints it beautifully. Venus is love, beauty, and connection. Pluto is intensity, obsession, and transformation. When these two energies meet, love feels magnetic, like destiny itself. But that same pull can turn toxic if it becomes about control instead of connection. The dance between Venus and Pluto asks us, will you love with freedom or will you bind with fear? Some people are wired for deeper love. A Scorpio moon, for example, doesn't just like or care. They feel with their whole being. Their love can be soul deep, transformative, sometimes even overwhelming. To love this way is both a gift and a challenge. It requires learning when to hold close and when to let go. There are people whose hearts feel like vaults, hard to open, slow to trust, but once unlocked, the depth is unmatched. They don't give love easily, but when they do, it's real, it's raw, it's lasting. The lesson is patience. Some treasures take time to uncover, and those who wait are rewarded with a love that few ever get to experience. Addiction is always looking for fireworks, loud, bright, and explosive, but fireworks fade quickly, leaving only smoke. Real love is like a candle. It may not explode with sparks every moment, but it glows steadily, giving warmth through both storms and silence. The question is, are you chasing fireworks or building a light that lasts? Intensity says, look at me, feel me, don't ever leave me. But intimacy whispers, I'm here, I see you, I accept you. Intensity burns fast and loud. Intimacy lasts quietly and deep. If your relationship feels like a constant storm, maybe what's missing isn't more passion, but more intimacy. Have you ever wondered why falling in love feels so much like being on a drug? It's not just poetry, it's science. When you're in love, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that floods your system when you gamble, win, or even take addictive substances. That's why new love feels so intoxicating. It's like a high you can't get enough of. But here's the danger. Just like with any high, the crash comes. And if we mistake that rush for real love, we end up addicted to the feeling instead of building the bond. Passion is the spark that ignites love, but a spark alone doesn't keep you warm. Devotion is the wood, the care, the daily effort that keeps the fire alive. Without devotion, passion dies. Without passion, devotion feels empty. The balance of both is what makes love last a lifetime. When your partner goes quiet, does your mind rush to panic? Silence doesn't always mean rejection. Sometimes silence means processing, resting, or simply being human. Love grows when we learn to sit with the quiet without letting fear create a story that isn't there. You don't need someone to complete you. You are not half a person. What you need is someone who walks beside you as you both grow. Completion comes from within. Companionship is what love adds. When you stop seeking to be completed, you start building love from strength, not from lack. It's tempting to believe that love will heal all wounds, but your partner can't carry the weight of your healing. That's your journey. They can walk beside you, support you, even inspire you, but they can't replace the work you must do. Expecting them to heal you only breaks both of you. Think of it like food. Intensity is like eating sugar. It gives you a rush, but leaves you drained. Intimacy is like nourishment. It sustains you, strengthens you, makes you whole. Relationships built only on intensity starve in the long run. Relationships built on intimacy thrive. So many people feel ashamed of their deep desire for love, as if wanting connection makes them weak. But longing is not weakness. It's proof of being human. Your desire for love is not a curse. It's a compass pointing you toward growth, intimacy, and self-discovery. When you feel emptiness inside, don't rush to fill it with anyone who gives you attention. That emptiness is an invitation to turn inward, to discover who you are beyond relationships. Only when you face your emptiness can you meet love without losing yourself in it. You are not broken glass waiting for someone else to glue you together. You are not a missing puzzle piece searching for a match. You are whole already. A partner should add to your life, not define it. Love grows best between two whole people, not two halves hoping to become one. Healthy love doesn't swallow your identity. It shines a light on it. The right relationship doesn't demand you shrink. It helps you expand. If you feel erased in your relationship, that's not love. It's control. Love reveals. It never erases. The greatest act of love is freedom. To love without chains means letting someone be themselves, without control, without fear, without cages. Possession is not love. It's fear of loss. Real love doesn't cling. It trusts. Heartbreak feels like destruction, but it's also transformation. Love doesn't only give joy, it shapes us, molds us, even through pain. Every heartbreak is not just an ending, it's a rebirth into someone stronger, wiser, and more alive. When your heart shatters, it feels like the world has ended. But in that breaking, something awakens. Heartbreak opens your eyes to your strength, your values, your capacity to rise again. It's not just an ending. It's the start of becoming who you were always meant to be. You may feel broken after loss or rejection, but you are not broken. You're in the process of becoming. Just like a seed must crack before it can sprout, your pain may be the beginning of your transformation. At first, love feels like a high, but true love grows beyond the high. It becomes peace, security, and freedom. The greatest love stories are not about addiction to feelings, but about the freedom to grow together. Love is not an escape from life. It's a return to it. Real love doesn't pull you away from yourself. It brings you back home to who you really are. And when two people discover home in each other, they found something unbreakable. Love doesn't just touch the heart, it hijacks the brain. Neuroscientists have found that romantic obsession activates the same brain regions as addiction. That's why heartbreak can feel like withdrawal, leaving you restless, anxious, even sleepless. When love is pure, it inspires. But when love becomes an obsession, it consumes. The question is, are you loving the person or addicted to the feeling they give you?